Hey everybody, it's Ron Bass with another edition of Soar High Personal Development, your source for inspiration. Joining me today is Brent A, Davin with an I, Hunley, and Mike Rose, martial artist extraordinaire. So, last week we talked a lot about martial arts and how it affects people in positive ways. And today Mike is with us, so we're going to explore that a little bit further. I touched on three or four different things that I thought really benefit people from doing martial arts. First of all, confidence building, fitness, which is obviously is very important, good health, learning how to be a competitive person, more competitive, not just in sport, but in life generally, to how to win in whatever you're trying to accomplish. The discipline that goes along with that. And I think another really important thing to think about with martial arts is the mental toughness that you're able to develop. So Mike is a purple belt in the art of Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu, also has a dojo in Springfield called Soar High Jiu-Jitsu. Yeah. So Mike, you weren't here last week when we talked about these things, but what do you have to say about it?
Okay, so what topic do you want to talk about? Discipline or what?
You want to talk about?
I know you want to talk about all of them.
Talk about all of them, but maybe
one.
talk about the mental toughness aspect. I think that's really important.
Okay, I think last time I was kind of overbearing last time, but it was
overbearing. No way.
Right, but I really enjoyed the topic when you did ask me, and Brent asked me to lighten it up. But mental toughness.
Lighten it up or liven it up?
Both.
Okay.
Both, absolutely. I would say a lot of benefits. You desensitize yourself to a lot of situations, especially like as like day to day life, as like I'm not saying normal people to like jiu-jitsu people. I'm just saying like to me, it's like normal people how they think and they get freaked out over little stuff or like.
Are you putting us in a different category that we're not normal people?
We're not. We're no. I would say
that means I'm normal because I don't do the jiu-jitsu.
Well, I would say we have to be kind of a little bit more
crazy.
Crazy, living life on the edge, and we're the drill. But I wouldn't say like adrenaline junkies. No, but I would say like you would have to go through an amount of discipline, and with discipline, enough discipline will come. For sure, mental toughness, in my opinion. So, main thing I would say was desensitizing, and you'll build that, but with discipline only. And I know it's really hard to explain and really to articulate it to a certain way, but once you have enough discipline, then you can start building mental toughness.
So when you say desensitized to struggle. To maybe like being in a real fight on the street.
I would say all the above. Like when it comes to like fighting, come into like maybe your subconsciousness or some personal issues that some people may have. I would say.
And isn't martial arts originally really it's all about self-defense originally, isn't it correct? And then the sports side of that sort of developed over time.
Yeah, in jiu-jitsu, I would say in jiu-jitsu for sure, for stuff that I've seen and been around it for so long now. But yeah, I would say in general. But there are different types of martial arts, and but I just feel like this one's the most beneficial one because in my belief, when you're like I met a lot of guys like they're only boxers, they don't want to grapple, and they're like, oh, I don't want to be around touch another man, and I'm like, what are you talking about? And I remember when I first wrestled, that was like a cross in my mind. Like, why would I want to do that? Like touch another guy. But then you like really like when you do it and you like go like say you wrestle, you do jiu-jitsu, you're like holy man, you're like holy cow man. Like I'm surprised.
It's
like
the holy grail.
Yeah, it is because like I remember when I first came in and just got dismantled. Like there's nothing I could have done. I was a baby. But then you just have enough discipline, you suck it up and, just keep on going and you face a little bit of adversity and then you'll find that mental toughness. It'll come through. It's just grinding and just being like the discipline's first though. You can't have mental toughness without discipline.
Discipline meaning you have to show up. You have
Show
to take,
up,
you have to
pay
take
your
You have
dues.
to take the struggle. You have to
Yep.
pay your dues.
And you have to be
listen
involved
to your
with
coach.
people.
You have to leave your ego at the door.
Absolutely, and you're saying all the good stuff basically, and a lot of people miss that. I'll see new guys that come in, and I never thought like a new guy, but then again, I had experience,
You had a lot of background,
and
wrestling
I've played
background,
sports my whole life,
yeah.
so I kind of already had like a s- a sportsman like mindset where
Competitive.
very well competitive and compassionate at the same time. So I would say there's a balance of both. I'm not pure competitive. It just depends. If another man came up to me and said he wanted to challenge me, then yeah, I'm competitive. But if he wants to stand by my side, then I'm compassionate.
Let's go right now,
Interesting.
Mike. Let's go right
Boom.
now.
Boom! All you hear is the mics knock over. And this whole podcast.
Speaking
like
of going
you
right now,
yelling.
the other night we did have some activity here in the studio late at night.
Yeah, we're teaching a young Davin over here a couple things.
Mhm.
Hopefully one day. I know he wanted to do some privates with me, and that's probably a good idea when we do your privates to
Yes.
have him come
That'd
in.
be great.
Because he can learn a lot. Maybe when we do your privates.
Yeah, that'd be great.
Yeah, that's what I like about Ron. He's not naive. He always wants to look for the source or look for different opportunities to better himself, his game, his business, his life, and it's really good.
So there's an old saying, spend time with people that you most aspire to want to become like. In other words, hang out with people that you respect and want to model yourself after.
Absolutely.
And that's where you grow.
I think
That's very important.
I think some people, and I'm not saying all people, but I say some people have. Remember when you said like the good outweighs the bad? But I feel like there's some like people that I've like say they were my mentors or my coaches or whatever. There's some really good things I really liked and I picked up from them, but there's bad things that they didn't really notice that they did, and they're not aware, they're not self-aware, and they're not really breaking it down like how they really like act, and they're not facing the man in the mirror. And I've realized this, like even with myself, sometimes I might be too harsh, and that's why I said like when we first started talking about this again, I said last time I was kind of harsh, but I'm very passionate about the sport of jiu-jitsu or just jiu-jitsu alone. But to me, it's a lifestyle, and you have to make it a lifestyle. Anything you do, whether it's fitness, jiu-jitsu, martial arts, business, you have to make it a lifestyle. Yes, exactly. You have to make it a lifestyle, and some people are only like, say when you're like losing weight, right? And this goes back to discipline and mental toughness. You ready again? Here's even cutting weight is mental toughness, and I've seen guys go through the system. This is very serious though, as in like your dedication, and I'll talk about something else here in a second. But say like you're on a diet, right? You're on a keto diet or you're on this diet. They're like, well, I want to lose all this weight. I'm going to go down to 160. Okay, whatever weight, 155, light, we do a lightweight, whatever. And next thing you know, they didn't keep track and they gained the weight back. And I'm like, what's going on? Well, I got off my diet. I was like, no, you got to make it a lifestyle. Like you have to live the life. Like, are you a warrior or you're not? I don't know. You know what I mean? That's just to me. No, I'm not. I can't speak for everybody's behalf, but but it just tells me a lot what I need to know if they can't maintain, certain things about their life, or they're just don't have the whereabouts to stay consistent.
Well, how about mentoring? How does that play a role in that
It's
process?
tough. It's tough. I would say I make it look easy, but I feel like if this was anybody else's job, like say like I have a lot of respect for a guy that coaches other people, especially if they're like not like very like decorated, you know what I mean? But people believe in them, that's I would say like that's the person from God, you know what I mean? That's like an angel. I would definitely say that because to have that good leader around. I say this all the time, and you got to I was meant to be the leader and I was meant to be the mentor, but it is hard. It's not easy. It's very challenging.
And then you have to have a mentor. You have to have people.
Absolutely,
you have to have coaches that you look to for guidance.
Absolutely.
And coaching and people that you can respect and listen to what they have to say and not go against what they say.
And it's tough. It's even tough with that because some things you just don't. Here it comes back to mental toughness again. Because of some things, as in like, say, if your coach tells you something and you're like, what do you? And it's just crazy, it's absurd. You're like, why would I do that? And it doesn't make any sense. Or like, say, like technique, some things just doesn't make any sense. Or like, well, let them take your back. What? But I understand later it's just to create an opening. And once you
For every action, there's an equal reaction.
Exactly, and so it's just playing chess.
Playing chess.
And once you do your research and really understand it, it's just like playing chess. But at my level, your level, we understand that. But a brand new guy doesn't get that. He's going to just be forceful. He has no discipline. He has no mental toughness. They're easy to break.
Yeah.
And I hate saying that. Like I wasn't like a pure baby. Like I've never tapped to pressure, but I've seen people tap to pressure. I've made people tap from pressure.
I've tapped from pressure.
You know what I mean? So
many times.
I always say my mental toughness. It's like when people put pressure on me like that, I just get to where I'm comfortable. It's you know what I mean? Like you got to think about that in life. Like we always freak out. So that's what I always say by desensitizing. We always freak out about little stuff.
So would you say that jiu-jitsu has helped you to become more cool, calm, and collected under pressure?
Absolutely. And, really problem solving and branching out, and it's like a Rubik's Cube almost. You just got to solve it. You know what I mean? And you got to take it head on. You got to face every adversity and challenges head on. And,
you're right. The longer you do it, the more you become like that. It just
doesn't, and it's something
crazy.
Like it's crazy. It's something bad happens. Like I say this all the time too. Like save like you ever get those scares when you're driving and you're like almost wreck, and you're like
yeah,
not
all
me.
the time.
I don't even. It just like I'm just ready for it. It's weird. I explain it. I'm not trying to sound hard, but my heart rate does not jump.
He's hard.
No, I'm not saying I'm hard, but my heart rate, I control my heart rate. I control like everything. I'm like really aware.
It's
like,
one of the
happening.
benefits of constantly training in martial arts. It just works that way, and it's a great benefit. It's a whole nother benefit of.
It is.
I guess I should add that stay cool. How you can learn to stay cool, calm, and collected under pressure, and I mean any kind of pressure in life, whether it's a bad breakup with your boyfriend or girlfriend, whether it's a death in the family, whether it's somebody attacks you.
It's a way of life.
It's just a way of life.
It's a way of life. It's just
and it allows you to become more efficient too in everything that you do, because you're more your thoughts are more collected.
Yeah,
you're more focused generally. Golly, the list just goes on and on and on and on.
There's so much.
There's no way to describe all of the benefits that you can get from fitness training, martial arts training. It's just the best.
And I always inspire people, or always try to I don't ever talk anybody into it. I just say, we're here, we're not going anywhere. You know what I mean? So I don't plan on.
We're not like a lot of dojos where we try to beat people over the head to join, and we're just we're not begging anybody. If people want to come in and train, we want to. Yeah. Mike wants to help everybody if they want to learn.
If we're talking about like the school in general, the school's we got to run a business, but once they're on board, there's some protocols, there's etiquettes, there's stuff that there's codes, there's things you have to follow. It's just the orders, the way it's the jiu-jitsu lifestyle. You know what I mean? There has to there's a warrior aspect, and there's a soul. You need soldiers, in my opinion. But sorry, you go ahead.
What's the old saying? Opinions are like noses.
No. There's something worse than that. Yeah.
Oh, is there another way to put it?
Yeah.
Worse than that.
Okay.
Do you want me to say it?
No, don't say it.
No, don't say it. Don't say it.
Let's try to keep it PG.
Let's keep
14.
it PG.
Come on, we already have some explicit.
I know, but
it's always me. I'm the potty mouth.
I try not to cuss.
You are the potty mouth.
I am a bad potty mouth.
No, I don't care. It don't matter to me. That's what makes you.
Yeah,
I don't
true.
care.
Good point.
Brent, what's your opinion?
I just want to know what that bottle is sitting over there by you, Ron. It says muscle milk. Does that really give you muscles when you drink it?
The protocol, speaking of protocol, is that after you work out in the gym, you're supposed to drink a certain amount of protein, or have a certain amount of protein ingested within an hour.
Within an hour.
So when Mike and I finish our workouts at the gym, we always get a bottle of muscle milk, which is like 40 grams of protein.
Which is like the cookie.
Yeah.
And it also says Pro Series.
Yeah, Pro Series. And we drink it. So That's why we work out, so we can have some chocolate muscle milk.
It's very important once you break down the muscle tissue to replenish it. And after a good workout, it is very helpful. You'll get these guys, they're like, we got this special protein. Nope. Just drink the muscle milk. It's the same stuff. People overhype a lot of things.
I was hoping you got instant muscles from just drinking that.
Yeah,
some
SpongeBob
you don't have to work out.
inflatables.
You just drink that.
Some inflatables.
Inflatables over here. Some SpongeBob.
You know, there
inflatables.
are surgeries to do that. They can.
Yep.
That's crazy.
I forgot what it's called.
It's oil. It's like some sort of like
Stupid.
shark oil or something like that.
Oh my gosh.
It's some sort of oil that you can put into your muscles and it makes them bigger.
It's stupid.
Or like I see people at the gym, I hate to say it, and you can tell they're on steroids because they have acne all over their back, and suddenly certain muscle groups get real big real fast, and it's like, come on.
Well, it's certain muscles that are just the growth of them, and like the way the veins and the way the traps and the way the shoulder lines are. I can tell me, I've been working out for all over 7-8 years, so so I just know right away, and like my body don't look like that. I stay heavy on that lifting. Trust me. And my body, like, there's no way. I'm sorry.
But then something else is getting
I'm not-
smaller with
right.
those steroids.
Their balls will get smaller. They're. I don't think they're.
Come on, I thought we were keeping it PG-13.
Well, it is PG-13. I never said like.
Okay,
cool.
Plus, steroids, they say it's not healthy. A lot of people get really sick later in life if they keep using them, and even death.
It depends what
If you abuse
there's
them.
different types too, because your organs. If you do like say HGH or actual steroid, your organs grow. Like when you see like these big bodybuilders, and you look at their abdomen's really, really, really big, and their organs are growing too. That's how most people die from it, because your organs are growing.
Wow.
So you're not just, your muscles just not getting big either. Your organs are too.
So I've had people say to me, Mike, hey, if
you're talking about testosterone, which is
testosterone,
which you're talking about just the muscles alone, and you're not focus on your organs as much, but it's still hurting your organs for sure.
I've had people say, well, when you're at that level, you have to do steroids in order to be successful in professional sports. Do you buy into that?
I think,
is it worth it?
Well, no,
to risk your health.
It's just like a bad apple. You put one bad apple and that's just the way it is. Like everybody, like one guy that's on, they're competitive. They're going to be on too. So, but if they did all drug tests, which in some sports they do drug test, so they know that they're not on. So it's a fair playing field.
From a health point of view, is it worth it?
No, because same thing as diet. Remember I said by diet?
Yeah.
I said, why? Because I've had many opportunities in my life to do that. I've never done it. I've had friends that did it. I've watched them put the needle right in their leg. I've seen it. But I've never ever was like, I'm down. No, because why? It's a lifestyle. You would have to live that life. And I understand with things that come, like, those are just fantasies. If you want it, you have to go earn it. Straight up. There is no back door. There is no secret formula. And just because you're hitting that little needle or that testosterone or whatever, it's only temporary.
The thing that's crazy to me is the people that, like you said at the gym, that you see or people that are doing steroids, maybe they don't even play
you mean
a
testosterone.
sport. Or
They're doing tests.
Overall, just
because steroids and tests are two different things.
Okay. Either way,
I have to make sure you know.
Whenever you're doing either of those, we'll call them drugs. I wouldn't call it a drug, but whenever you're
technically is a drug.
Okay, well then whenever you're doing those drugs, but say you're not doing it for a sport or anything, you're just doing it to get bigger, like what's the damn point?
Ego.
Yeah, ego.
That's the only thing.
Oh my God.
That's the only thing.
That's another thing about martial arts. It really tames your
ego.
You learn to put your ego to the side.
A lot of things too. Yep.
Mm-hmm.
It's strange, but
I see a lot of guys come in with a big ego and they don't usually come back.
Nope. Or if
they do come back, they level out at some point because they figure it out.
they're just really naive. For the wake up call. They need that wake up call.
That's a good key word, naive.
Naive. They're very naive. They think like the world revolves around them. Like, okay. Nope. Guess what? Wake up.
Wake up.
Wake up call. Room 208. They're like, man, I was trying to sleep. Man, sir, you got to get out. You passed your day. No, but yeah. Go ahead.
So along the lines of fitness, going to the gym and how that all ties in as well, I think I think that's equally as important. I think if you do one, you should do the other and for people that don't want to do martial arts, going to the gym, spending 30 minutes to an hour a day, or having a home gym, you have to exercise if you expect to have any quality of life, particularly over the age of 50 or 60. Because if you don't, it's bad news. It's sad. I've seen so many people, even at 50, that they're
Just not mobile.
They're not mobile. They're in a lot of pain. They don't sleep good. They don't look good. They're heavy. It just goes on and on. You have to have some kind of physical fitness in your life at any age, but particularly as you get older. It's very, very important.
Genetics, diet, and that'd be my two things, because genetics play a big key, and then diet. Your diet.
Well, if you're blessed to have good genetics, take advantage of it.
Yeah.
Don't throw it away.
But some people use that excuse to be lazy too. If
Speaking
they have good genetics.
of fitness, listen to this. So I've been studying the whole protocol of managing aging, because as you get older, everything changes. Everything's different. You have to have a different mindset to handle yourself going into later years or your last years. So they say that after 30, you lose 1% a year of your ability to efficiently use oxygen in your body. So meaning if you're involved in sport or fitness, it gets harder and harder because your oxygen capacity is diminished. Well, just do the math. If you're 60, that's 30% compared to, say, a 30-year-old. If you're 70, that's 40%, almost half of your ability to oxygenate yourself in a fitness scenario. So to compete, to counter that, you have to do even more exercise. And if you do, it does diminish that sum. But it's a race to the finish. So you have to. I'm not trying to be negative. I'm just saying you have to understand these things as you get older.
That's even a good thing for jiu-jitsu.
Yeah,
you control a lot of your breathing.
Yeah, control your breathing, conserve your energy. Yep. I know when I'm fighting and grappling, I'm very conscious of that. I mean, there's no sense in wasting what you have, but utilizing it in an efficient, effective manner. Let your opponent wear himself out or herself out.
Yep.
By the way, we're talking about guys a lot today. There's a lot of girls.
A lot of women that do jiu-jitsu.
Yeah, and they do fitness, and they're listening today too.
But
so we want to address that audience.
Anything
as well.
with physical activity deals there's a lot more males, but there are a lot of women.
A lot of women.
I train
and
with a lot of women.
Women are crafty, boy. I mean, they
are. They're bendy,
probably
flexible.
Yeah.
Resilient.
Yeah. They're probably more disciplined than men, to be honest with you.
Oh, they are. They're way more disciplined than men.
Yeah. And they'll fool you too when you start fighting them. It's like
they will.
They're no joke.
No. Yeah, they're
I've seen a lot of women fight men and do really good against men.
Really well. Really well.
So let's don't toot our horn too much, huh, as guys.
That one student you told me about, Mike.
Dude, she would eat your lunch, boy.
Oh, my God.
Ashlyn,
she would.
She would eat Davin's lunch.
Oh, no, I'm talking about...
Which one?
Another one. We were at the pizza shop a couple weeks ago, and I asked you about a student, and at a competition, this certain student lost to a younger girl.
Oh, yeah, that's the one. That's the younger girl.
Oh.
Yeah, we're talking about the younger girl, yeah.
Interesting.
She beat the older one.
Yeah, she beat the older girl.
Yeah, that's been training a long time. Yeah. She'd eat your lunch, boy.
Oh, yeah. Anybody would eat my lunch. Come on.
No, that's not true.
I'm running away.
No, not everybody would eat.
Depends on what kind of lunch you've got.
No.
Yeah, good point.
Well,
I just got a PB&J with the crust on.
She taking it too. She taking it with no questions asked.
Well, regardless of the age, you need to practice martial art. You need to go to the gym. You need to engage in some kind of physical activity. Very important for health. Very important for confidence building. Very important for fitness. Very important to build mental toughness. Very important to create more discipline. All these benefits. Desensitize yourself to struggle, et cetera, et cetera. Brent, you're awfully quiet today. I'm sure you've got more opinions.
It's a rainy day.
More opinions
to obviously I don't do jiu-jitsu, so I can't chime in, man.
He's just here.
But I will say this about the exercise. My doctor told me that if you walk up to 30 minutes a day moderately at a moderate speed, he said it's everything else aside, you typically you typically can add about 2 years to your life.
Well,
And
that's
if that
cool.
doesn't motivate you to at least go walk,
Yeah.
I don't know what will. 2 years is a
So,
lot.
so the numbers I read, if you live to be 65, odds are you live to be 83. But the average lifespan for men are 78, and for women, I think 83, something like that. So if you think about that, life is finite. The key is what kind of quality of life are you going to have as you age?
I've been
That's very important to think about.
I've been watching this My 600-Pound Life.
Oh
my
my
I've
gosh.
been watching that. My old lady's been, but there's a lot. There's a lot of I would say mental disabilities or mental problems with some of these people that live like this. I'm not saying anything negative, and God bless their soul. And some of them, go through the system, go through the therapy, and they figure it out. But but 9 times out of 10 that most of my watching, it was just like childhood traumas.
Childhood trauma.
I even to like jiu-jitsu would help for me. It's helped me a lot with
Yes.
even my traumas as like, and nothing bad like where I'm like mental, but I would say everybody's mental in a way. Okay, I always say that everybody's mental in a way.
Something's not firing right.
Yes. Oh, everybody.
Everybody's
Every
a little
human
bit
has
crazy.
something where it's just not there. Like you're like, okay, you know what I mean. So, but that's the chink in the armor. But that's what I wanted to point out was the mental thing. So the mental toughness again. So I wanted to bring that up. The
Speaking
mental
of
toughness.
600 pounds, I have 3 friends that have had a surgery to shrink their stomach
The
down to
gastric
Mhm.
bypass surgery.
And
Is
in
what it's
each
called.
of those cases, I don't think any of them are exercising. I don't think.
Well,
based
your
on what I
stomach
know.
once your stomach
But
gets
they,
lowered.
but they have lost a lot of
Yeah,
weight.
you'll get once you reduce the stomach, like they take it out. It's a lot. It's a large portion they take out. It's more than half.
I think it's like 2/3.
Yeah,
it's crazy.
Yeah, they take a lot of your stomach out.
So you have to lose weight. But then I've heard people that gain all the weight back eventually because somehow
Because their stomach will stretch again.
Yeah.
The stomach will stretch again. It's weird. Ain't
So
it?
is
The
that
organs
is
are
that a
weird.
big money grab, or is that a real?
No, it's a
Is that a real deal for people that are really struggling?
no. I think it's a real deal for people that are struggling.
And particularly if they add the lifestyle of exercise.
But
and
it's the
fitness and-
lifestyle again.
yeah, lifestyle
Like you
again.
can't. The same thing as like, is it worth doing
It's-
tests? No, it's not.
It's the nutrition side of it too.
Yes.
It's what they put in their mouth and the exercise.
So I say out to my friends all the time: rest, nutrition, and exercise. I mean, it's just basics, right?
But jiu-jitsu, there you go. The psychological, the mental, the fitness. You got everything you need.
Psychological and mental are almost the same thing.
There are, but the mental is like the IQ.
So what is it that keeps people
The
from reaching?
psychological. is a little
Okay.
So
different.
Mike, what is it that keeps people from reaching their goals? Why is it so difficult for people?
Well, determination and what was it? Determination and
Oh, the pie.
no,
no, that was a whole nother
pie,
episode.
we won't talk about pie today. Pie's like the secret
I
weapon.
love the pie.
But I would, you gotta make sure you're determination.
Where does that come from?
Something driven
Where does that come from?
from the soul.
Where does that come from? Is that God given?
I don't know.
Is it mentorship?
I
Is it influence?
I could go back and
Is
say
it surrounding yourself with the right people?
I could say we could go back to ego.
All the above.
We
All
could,
the
yeah,
above.
exactly. We go all the above. It could go back to ego. It could be back who you're surrounding yourself with. It could be a lot of things. But
Maybe it's everything.
I really think it's just the soul, the way it drives. The way it drives, and I don't know.
Well, we want to give people tools today. We want to encourage them to
Well, yeah,
figure out what
they
it
have
is.
Plenty,
that,
they have
what it
plenty of
is that,
tools.
that it's not ticking right in their head to get them to where they want to get to. So I think surrounding yourself with the right kind of people, the old saying, you become who you surround yourself with, you become what you think about, putting the right things in your head, reading the right materials, seeing, not putting a bunch of crap in your head that doesn't mean anything, but reading motivational material, being around people that are ambitious, that are doing fitness things, that are eating right. I think all that matters a lot.
And when I say I don't know, I wasn't trying to speak for other people. But for me, I know what drives me. You know what I mean? Which is the
It's in
things
your
you
soul.
said. Yeah, it's just the determination's like it's just in my.
But not everybody has that luxury.
No, I know that.
So we need to help those people.
Yeah,
We need to at least give
absolutely.
those people some tools.
So I didn't want to the only reason I say I don't know because I didn't want to be like you got you know what I mean. But yes, I'm gonna encourage everybody to find their goal.
I think that's the number one thing. If you
Encourage.
find people that are already doing what you want to do, and find a way to hang out with those people. Find a way, because that will magically transform your life. I promise you. You just have to try that, and you don't have to believe me when I'm telling you that right now. But it makes a monstrous difference.
On the subject, remember we were talking about persistence and determination. Remember that?
I like those words.
That'd be the last thing I wanted to say before we close out. But persistence and determination.
Dang.
Police department. PD.
Okay.
That's what I heard. Persistence and
interesting.
determination. PD.
Wow.
We can tell what's in your head.
Yeah.
Wow.
Good one.
So yeah, those signs
we're like,
Yeah,
no
whatever.
way.
those signs are in my office. One gentleman brought me a sign one time that says persistence, and it's a plaque in my office. The other one was determination. It's funny, but think about that. All those years in my office, those signs were in my office, and
Those are
every
the
day
most
when I come in,
important
I
things.
look at those and I think about things like that. Back to what you become, what you think about.
Oh yeah, and
You
those
think that's a coincidence?
no,
I don't.
those two words in general are very powerful, very powerful. There's no you can't have any drive without those. There's no drive.
So what happens when things go wrong in your life and you're rolling along and everything's going good, and then you get smacked in the face with a family member that disappoints you, or that is tragically killed in an accident, or your
injured,
wife
or-
leaves you, or your husband is found cheating with another woman, or your finances go to heck, or you've got a health problem? How do you counter that and still stay on track?
I would definitely say
There's a lot
that
of
that's a
deafness
good
in the room.
that's a
We
good
just went
topic for
deaf.
next week. I would definitely say
Perseverance.
I think you go back and you listen to our podcast, Adversity,
Adversity.
how to handle adversity.
How to
True.
handle adversity. I like that.
I would
we,
also say
we have two of those, by the way.
I would also say perseverance. It's a good topic as well.
Perseverance is another good topic. We have so many topics.
topics.
It's like we just can't run out of
Toppings.
stuff to talk about.
Toppings.
Toppings.
Good God.
Toppings?
We always have food on the brain.
We always have food on the brain around here. I've never met anybody that eats more than we eat.
Well, we
Maybe
work
that's
out.
why we exercise, because we eat so much. We have to exercise.
Yeah. Otherwise, next thing you know,
we'd be 600 pounds.
oh my God, don't put that on me.
Well, you were heavy. You were three.
no, I
you were
know. I
250 pounds one time.
was pushing about 235.
And now you're like 170 something.
Yeah, 175 between 185.
So that's crazy. And
Yeah.
super fit. My friend at the gym, he's down to 176. He was 215. He doesn't need to lose any more weight. My other friend, he was 300 pounds and up 275. He's 170 now, super fit. So it all kind of keeps coming back to the same thing over and over again. You have to eat right, sleep right, work out. Martial arts is like the cherry on the top of the icing on the top of the cake. It's like the finale, I think. And I'm not trying to preach to everybody that, hey, you need to get involved in martial arts, but it would be so beneficial.
or any martial art.
Any martial art.
Really.
Muay Thai.
You know what I
or-
mean?
Or
If they don't-
boxing,
don't-
or wrestling, or
You know,
taekwondo, or
yeah, it's whatever. It's just
karate,
go get
anything.
the discipline. Just go get the discipline you need. Figure it out. There's way more to talk about on that subject, but yeah.
yeah, we could just keep going on and on and on, but I think we probably bored everybody enough today, haven't we?
Yeah, that's our closing line right
Is
there.
that our closing
Yeah,
line?
that's our closing line.
You know,
I think we bored enough.
what's the attention span?
people.
We were talking about that one day. People have such a low attention span.
Oh, we're here for like 40 minutes. These guys are listening probably 5 seconds.
Yeah, I saw
snoozing.
the analysis. It says like only 1% of our listeners listen to the whole podcast.
So thank you to the 1%.
Thank you to the 1%.
Well, yeah.
Oh,
that's-
Brent's over here shaking his head like the marketing guy. Like, Ron, don't say things like that. But I'm such a real.
But no, I'm
realist.
the same way. I'm the
I'm
same
real
way.
when I
I'm
talk.
the same
Mike's
way.
the same way. We're-
Same
we're
way.
both-
I'm like, oh,
we're both
who's really
real.
watching?
Yeah. But a lot of people do listen to enough of it that they get something out of it, or they might come back to it later, or they might listen to another podcast.
Or if they listen just enough of it to be like, you know what, that's good for me. They learn something right there. And then
If you
they
really
take
boil it down, there's only about less than 10% of the world population that gets it. It's 90% of the people out there floundering. I hate to use numbers, but I'm a numbers guy. And if you think about it, of that 10%, maybe 1% of that 10% really gets it, like over the top gets it. So it's a small group of people that are going to pay attention to what we're offering the public with our podcast. But of those people that are listening, I'm all about trying to give them encouragement and tools to improve their life, to accomplish whatever it is that's important to them. Because you can't push a rope to the rest of the people out there that don't want to listen, that aren't listening, that think that we're full of baloney. I can't help those people. And in the end, that's just reality.
Well, in due
So,
time, they'll see.
in due time, maybe some will pick it up and maybe some won't. But it's
either-
not up to us.
It goes only.
It's up to them.
It goes one of three ways. How does it go? It's either in, out, or neutral.
It's another great jiu-jitsu philosophy that he's talking about there.
Now, and that's my brain. No one's told me that.
In, out, or neutral.
That's my brain. No one has told me that. I figured it out.
On your own.
Swear to God, I'm not lying to you. There's a lot of stuff you just figure out by yourself.
That's true.
When you do it
the longer
enough,
I'm doing,
you just figure it out by yourself.
The more I
You're just
feel
like,
that.
oh, and just things make sense.
That's crazy.
Same thing as that's why it's so important in my life, because even with music, even when I talk to people, like it's not setting up people, but I can kind of like see how things go.
In music, do you find that to be the same?
Almost, yeah. Well, how I'm writing, it's almost like, I could go this way, I could go in like this, I could be like, okay, then like somebody says like, Davin, I have an idea. I'm like, okay, I see what you're saying, Davin. Let me hit it this way because I like your way. Let me hit it this certain way, but I'm gonna do it your way. But let me hit it this certain way.
I've seen you reinvent yourself in the music business too, over and over again. It's crazy to see how you keep improving yourself over and over, more and more.
It's tough. But
but if it was easy,
everybody be doing it. But I think everybody does. That's why I said this the other day. Like everybody is a musician, or everybody wants to be a tattoo artist.
Everybody's a rapper.
Everybody's a rapper.
Everybody wants to be a barber.
Exactly.
Everybody wants to be a fighter.
Swear to God.
Everybody wants to be a tattoo artist.
But
you already said that one.
Oh, I did.
Yeah. Oh, I said that one. Actually.
Everybody. Okay.
Everybody wants to be a business owner.
Everybody wants to be a business owner.
But no one wants to pull any triggers around here. I'm cussing now.
Nobody. Yeah, you're cursing.
It was all clean until just now. Damn it.
Brent, damn it.
Brent's over here.
Brent's sleeping at the wheel.
No, here's Brent. Here's Brent. Brent's going, how did I get
conned
into doing this with
in the
these
con
guys?
chair?
Yeah. No, Brent's
he's very important.
He's very important, and he's very professional, very successful.
It wouldn't be the same.
He's helped me an awful lot in my business. So glad to have him on board. Well, I guess until next week, then we'll close this. Yeah, until next time, we'll close this thing out, and we'll have plenty more to talk about in our next edition of Soar High Personal Development. So until then, have a great day.